How does dreaming help reduce stress? Matthew Walker, professor and scientist at UC Berkeley, states that the dream stage of sleep, based on its unique neurochemical composition, provides us with a form of overnight therapy, a soothing balm that removes the sharp edges from the prior day's emotional experiences. We'll first look at stress and its baseline correlation to sleep. Then we'll touch on dream sleep and emotional homeostasis, and then we'll finally finish by addressing how we can dream better. Start off, what is stress? Stress is a physical, mental, or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental tension. For instance, turning in this video project late would cause stress. In today's age, stress is very prevalent, with 55% of Americans considering themselves stressed, as well as these other facts. I hope that doesn't stress you out right now. But what happens within the brain during stress? The neurological system tells our bodies to release stress hormones like adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol when we feel under strain. This helps us deal with the threat of danger we perceive to be approaching us. Noradrenaline, however, is a neurotransmitter in both the peripheral and central nervous system that increases heart rate, increases blood sugar levels for energy in stressful situations. It also plays an important role in the emotional regulation of memory. What is remarkable, though, is how noradrenaline changes when we are asleep, as well as what role it plays on our emotions. We'll go more into this further within our presentation, though what is important to note is that unstable amounts of noradrenaline have been heavily associated with PTSD and depression. Moving forward, what does data show about stress and sleep deprivation? Visibly, decreased sleep seems to increase the likelihood of stress symptoms, especially under 8 hours of sleep, which is the usual recommended amount. The younger generation are also reporting more consequences of not sleeping enough compared to older generation. It's easy to imagine this when so many people are on their screens so late at night. What about REM and NREM? While you sleep, your brain repeats 4 stages consecutively. The first 3 stages are called non-rapid eye movement sleep, or NREM. They're responsible for building bone and muscle, repairing and regenerating tissues, as well as reinforcing your immune system, among other things. This is then followed by rapid eye movement sleep, or REM, also known as paradoxical sleep, because your brain exits the deep sleep of NREM and goes into intense brain activity, mainly in the forebrain and midbrain. This is often when dreams are reported the most. It is also what we'll be focusing on in the context of emotional processing. Here we can see how the entire sleep cycle repeats itself several times a night, with every successive REM stage increasing in duration and depth of sleep. Though what cures during the short lapses of REM sleep? REM sleep is the only time when our brain lacks the previously mentioned anxiety-triggering molecule, noradrenaline. Simultaneously, key emotional and memory-related parts of the brain are reactivated during sleep, as we dream, such as the amygdala. This allows emotional memory reactivation to occur in a brain free of a key stress chemical, which enables us to reprocess upsetting memories in a safer, calmer environment for the following morning. To simplify, reactivating memories during REM can remove associated feelings with the memory's content, while keeping the information intact. Matthew Walker calls dreaming an emotional first aid. So how do we prove this? A study was performed by Walker where he either gave participants a full night of sleep or sleep deprived them. He then had them watch a set of emotion-inducing images while inside an MRI scanner. Those who actually slept reported a significant decrease in how emotional they felt in response to seeing those images again, and their MRI scans showed a significant reduction in reactivity in the amygdala. In addition, there was re-engagement of the rational and prefrontal cortex of the brain after sleep that helped maintain a dampening influence on emotional reactivity. In contrast, those who remained awake showed no such dissolving of emotional reactivity over time. The results showed that just one night of sleep deprivation triggered a 60% amplification in reactivity of the amygdala in response to emotionally negative pictures, relative to a normal night of sleep. This level of reactivity is generally associated with depression, PTSD, and many other mental disorders. So how does this fit into dreaming? Other than the fact that these occurrences were recorded during REM sleep, which is when most dream activity occurs, another study helps provide evidence that dreams can de-escalate emotional reactivity in the amygdala, aka lowering noradrenaline. When PTSD patients were given the drug prazosin, a medication that lowers blood pressure and also acts as a blocker of the brain stress chemical noradrenaline, the vets in his study had fewer nightmares and fewer PTSD symptoms than those given a placebo. This shows that less noradrenaline means less stress, both in and out of sleep. Therefore, by dreaming, we grant ourselves emotional convalescence, a time where we can process emotionally sensitive memories in a safe bubble. However, how can we sleep better? First of all, we can turn down our lights before we go to bed. We can turn down the temperature, have a stable sleep and wake up schedule. We can not drink caffeine too close to bedtime. And finally, when you feel like you cannot sleep, try to sit up and read a book or meditate until you regain sleepiness instead of just laying there. Thank you very much and have a good one.